Let me tell you something that happened just 3 days ago that I have kept quiet about until now. At exactly 3 a.m. in the morning, my phone rang. When I looked at the screen, I saw it was a call from Uganda. It was Bobi Wine, your leader, the man you voted for, the man who won your election, but they stole it from him with guns and military force. He was calling me from hiding, and what he told me made my blood boil with anger at the injustice happening in your country. My brothers and sisters of Uganda, I want you to listen very carefully to what I'm going to share with you today. This is not just about Bobi Wine anymore. This is about all of us in Africa who are fighting against these old dictators who refuse to let our countries be free. What is happening to Bobi Wine and his wife Bobi today is the same thing they tried to do to us here in Burkina Faso. But we said no. We stood up. And that's why I'm speaking to you now. Because Bobi Wine reached out to me in his darkest hour, and I will not be silent. When Bobi called me that night at 3 a.m., his voice was tired but strong. He told me, "Brother Ibrahim, they raided my house 3 times. 3 times. They broke down my doors. They shattered my windows. They turned everything upside down. And you know what the worst part is? They beat my wife. They assaulted Bobi right in front of my children. The police who are supposed to protect citizens. They stood there and did nothing. No. Even worse. They participated in this criminality. I sat up in my bed and I listened. Bobi told me he was recording a message for the Ugandan people from his mother's home in Gomba. He said to me, "Ibrahim, I had to sneak out just to go and greet my living mother and to say hello to my mama in heaven and my papa and my family members. I needed to get some love from home because out there it's just injustice every single day. Every day I'm hiding. Every day they're hunting me like an animal." You see, my brothers and sisters, when Bobi Wine told me this, I understood exactly what he was going through. Because here in Burkina Faso, we also suffered under leaders who thought they owned us. They thought we were their property, their slaves, their workers. Bobi explained to me something very important. He said, in a country under family rule, the ruling family is always above the law, and everybody else is just a worker, an employee. The police cannot say anything. They are captured. And you know what shocked me the most? Bobi told me that since the first raid, the second raid, and the third raid where they assaulted his wife Bobi, the police have not said one single word. Not one statement. Usually the police in Uganda, they are very quick to come out and talk about everything. But when they attack the house of a presidential candidate, the man who actually won the election, they are completely silent. This is what we call a captured state, my brothers and sisters. Bobi also mentioned to me about your Human Rights Commission. He said they came to his house after the raid apparently to visit his wife and see what happened. But then after they saw everything, after they saw the destruction, after they heard about the assault on Bobi, after they witnessed all the criminality that was done at his house, nothing happened. They said nothing. They did nothing. They just disappeared like they were never there. I asked Bobi, what about the religious leaders? What about the church? What about the mosques? And you know what he told me? He said, "Ibrahim, a day before my wife was attacked, the interreligious community came to my house. They spoke to my wife. They saw everything was okay. But now after the raid, after the violence, I'm yet to hear their statement on what happened. This broke my heart, my brothers and sisters. Where are your religious leaders? Where are the Pentecostals, the born-agains, the Catholics, the Muslims? There are so many of them in Uganda, but they are completely mute, silent, like they have lost their voices." Bobi told me that yes, a few days ago, these religious leaders went and visited Bobi. They went through a series of police checks here and there. They managed to get access to the house. But after the raid, after the violence, not one of them is saying a word. This is shameful, my brothers and sisters. When the people of God see injustice and they say nothing, what kind of faith is that? Now let me tell you what else Bobi shared with me during that 3 a.m. phone call. He told me about the police spokesperson. You know what this police spokesperson said? He came out publicly and said that Bobi Wine is at his home, in his house, at his place. Can you imagine that? The police spokesperson is telling the whole country that Bobi Wine is at home, relaxing in his house. But what is the reality? What is the truth on the ground? The entire house has been turned into a crime scene. It is surrounded by military and police. No one is allowed to go in. No one is allowed to come out. The place is sealed off, like they are looking for a dangerous criminal. And yet the police spokesperson stands there and lies to your faces, telling you that Bobi is at home. What a shame. Bobi was very frustrated when he told me this. He said, "Brother Ibrahim, They think we are fools. They think Ugandans are stupid. But we know the truth. We see what is happening. And you know who confirmed the raid on the house? It was Museveni's son himself. That boy came out bragging, beating his chest like a gorilla, saying we did not beat up Bobi Wine's wife. We were just looking for her husband. But Bobi herself came out and told the whole world what really happened. She narrated everything. How they broke in. How they destroyed everything. How they assaulted her. The truth is there for everyone to see. My brothers and sisters, Bobi also told me about the threats he is receiving. He showed me the tweets from Museveni's criminal son. Let me tell you what this boy wrote. He said, we stopped our search for Bobi for 24 hours on the instructions of the commander-in-chief. You see, even the way he writes Bobi's name, he writes it like he is mocking him. He continued, apparently according to some sources he wanted to surrender peacefully. He hasn't surrendered anywhere. Now our troops have orders to bring him in dead or alive. Dead or alive. Do you hear that, my brothers and sisters? This is the son of your president, together with the chief of defense forces, ordering troops to bring in a presidential candidate, dead or alive. This is the same kind of language they use for terrorists and dangerous criminals. But what is Bobi Wine's crime? He challenged a dictator in an election. He won that election. The people of Uganda voted for him in massive numbers. And because of that, they want to kill him. Bobi told me something that really touched my heart. He said, Ibrahim, Museveni had to shut down the internet during the elections. He declared himself winner at gunpoint. The people rejected him across the country. But he used guns and military to stay in power. And now, because we challenged him, because we spoke the truth, they want to eliminate us. But you know what impressed me about Bobi during that phone call? Even with all these threats, even while hiding, even with his wife recovering from trauma, he told me I remain committed to freeing our nation from these savage criminals. I remain hopeful that the people of Uganda will have the last laugh. Deep in my heart, I believe we shall overcome someday. My brothers and sisters, this is true leadership. This is courage. When a man is being hunted like an animal, when his wife has been beaten, when his home is destroyed, when his life is in danger, and he still believes in the people, still believes in freedom, still believes in victory, that is a real leader. Bobi also told me something very important during our conversation. He said that Museveni's son normally posts these threatening tweets and then deletes them. But Bobi